I'm your host, Jeff Sart. We're going to take you behind the scenes with the craft distillers who are pouring their heart and soul into crafting the next version of America's spirit. This is the Great American Whiskey Cookers.
Cask straight, bottled and bond. Cask straight, bottled and bond. Cask straight, bottled and bond. Duel.
Backstories in whiskey are mostly marketing and some great storytelling. However, Dueling Grounds Distillery in Franklin, Kentucky has a story so tied to its name that the Kentucky Constitution has a tie to this distillery. Wait till you hear this. Check out the episode. Welcome to this edition of the Great American Whiskey Cookers. We are here in Franklin, Kentucky, and I'm at Dueling Grounds Distillery. And I'm sitting with Mark and Zach. This is an amazing distillery, and I can't wait to hear the stories about this and where we're all at. But before we get started, if you haven't already, go to our Facebook, go to our socials, Instagram. You can, of course, go to the website, greatamericanwhiskeycookers.com, or you can jump over to Patreon and become a supporter. We really appreciate the love and the support. So let's get into it. Dueling Grounds Distillery.
Yeah.
Tell me who you guys are, both of you, because you're both kind of serving different lanes here.
Yeah.
And what is it that you actually do?
Well, my name is Mark Distillery. I own Dueling Grounds Distillery.
Single?
Yes. Yeah, I do not have partners or anything. In that role in a small company, it's everything, right? So it's marketing, it's finance, it's building the still, it's helping to clean the still, it's helping with orders, unpacking boxes, just whatever I'm needed to do. I kind of sort of function at one end as like, the guy who's supposed to run the company, and the other end like the help. It's just like, tell me what you do. You need help? Just tell me what to do. I'll go do it. Go back there and help bottling or whatever.
And you have a master distiller,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And
Whitledge.
say it again.
Steve Whitledge.
And an assistant distiller.
Yes. Robbie Vaughn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got a couple staff.
Yeah.
And Zach?
Yeah, so I'm Zach Smith. I am the head mixologist and brand ambassador here at Dueling Grounds. So I come up with a lot of our cocktail menus. Something really unique about us is every Sunday we've got 4 new cocktails and do a little special event with that. I work with a lot of our outside events as well as kind of assisting with whatever we do. What I like about this small distillery is that we all kind of wear a lot of hats. So if they need help with production, I'm happy to jump in. Needs filling in on another day, we'll do that too. So.
And then Zach and I are like the festival team. Like we go out and like this afternoon and tomorrow we're doing a festival. So the two of us kind of have dialed in, and we've got a little package that we take out and do it. And so that's our afternoon today.
That's your afternoon today.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Always busy.
Yeah, so it's a packed day for you guys because we're here as well.
Yeah.
This morning.
It's just that time of year. I mean, it's like this is when all the customers come. This is when the tourists are in. So it's great.
And Zach's being a little conservative and telling you just exactly what it is he does. And so Zach's got a couple certifications. So tell me about what those certifications are.
Yeah, I'm also the in-house whiskey nerd. So with that, I am a certified whiskey sommelier, bourbon steward, Scotch certified, professional mixologist. So pretty much any kind of educational outfit there is, I've tried to go to study that wherever I could.
So it's fair to say that you can come here and get some pretty good history and knowledge from Zach and just coming here to this small distillery.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a question for you. Mark, you're not a bean.
Right.
Do you come to whiskey naturally? I mean, is it in your blood? You're here in Kentucky, so one would naturally assume that it is.
No, I wasn't really born into it in any way. I've kind of always been a very entrepreneurial guy. I worked in a very entrepreneurial fields, and I was looking for something to do that would be local, that would employ local people, have a local impact, and make a physical product, like something that actually I could put on a table and say, I made this.
Okay.
And those were all kind of driving factors for me when I was kind of started it up. I was a hobby beer brewer, so I had a basic understanding of fermentation process at the sort of 5-gallon level. And then after that, it was like, it's the same principles, but it was just learning how to scale it and do it a little better each time.
So if you don't come to whiskey naturally, what's your background? What did you do before? What do you, are you still doing?
I've been involved in the business side of the Nashville music business for many years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you play in that entertainment field on a fairly regular basis.
In a segment of it, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Zach, what's your history? What's your background in it? Because you don't necessarily have the traditional bourbon background.
Oh, I'm the type who just always liked to stay busy. I've had a job pretty much since I was a 13-year-old, working in an auto shop, and then just kind of expanded from there. I am an attorney by trade, so while in law school, I just kind of fell in love with the concept
Free
of
legal
whiskey.
advice.
Yeah, part-time legal counsel. On a
that. We need a lawyer on staff.
Yeah. I could just every guy, what do you think of this? Yeah.
Yeah, most of the answers are that's illegal. But
Well, what if we did it this way? Is it still illegal?
yeah.
All right, so talk to me about the name Dueling Grounds and where this originated from. What is the genesis of Dueling Grounds?
So going back to the early 19th century, right on the line between Kentucky and Tennessee, was a kind of a triangular irregularity in the border between the two states. Nobody's really 100% sure why it existed. Probably had to do with bad compass readings and so forth. And it was contested as whether or not it was straight or whether it was a triangle. And the states nobody really knew who had jurisdiction, and I don't think anybody really cared. And so there was a farmer in that area, and he had a farm called Lincoln Pinch, which is the name of the bourbon.
Okay, so that's where the name comes from, is this farm?
Yeah. And his farm or an area, we're not 100% sure. It's on a map. It's on maps at the state level from that time frame, so we know it existed.
Okay.
But there's some question. And then there was a gentleman who had a stagecoach inn on the property. It's actually still there. It's the Sanford Duncan Inn. You can go by and take tours of it. And it was kind of well known for a place to fight pistol duels.
Real pistol duels.
Real pistol duels.
We're not talking the toy cap gun pistol duels.
No, sir.
We're talking
The real thing. And the inn even had a pair of its own there. There was over 40 documented duels. Mostly lawyers and legislators from Nashville, from Tennessee, people who had grievance with each other for one reason or another, and they challenged each other to duels. And then there was seconds, and it was a very, very complicated thing. You had to go through all these different steps for the duel to happen, and there were different ways you were supposed to try to settle your differences before the duel happened. But by the time it got down to it, there were about 40 documented duels here in Simpson County at the Lincoln Pinch Dueling Grounds. Sam Houston was our most famous duelist. He was a legislator in Nashville who got challenged for bad-mouthing the Postmaster General of Nashville, who was a political adversary of Andrew Jackson, and Andrew Jackson was his friend. All politics.
all politics.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. Yeah,
So,
it can relate almost exactly to today.
Of course, people are people. So at the end of the day, like I said, there were about 40 duels. The last duel was in
1827.
It put an end to duels all across the state. The state put an amendment in the Constitution that if you were running for office, but if you were sworn in to any constitutional office, be it a judge executive, a governor, senator, whatever, notary public, you swore an oath that you'd never fought a duel, never had provided weapons for a duel, but a second in a duel. And everybody still swears that to this day. So if you listen to the Kentucky back and find a video of the Kentucky governor being sworn in, you'll hear that phrase.
So they still make them do that?
They still did it.
I've had to do it twice, so yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'll always tell people no modern politician in Kentucky has been removed from office for that dueling exclusion, but how much do you trust politicians?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good point.
We had our judge executives to kind of come out to a ribbon cutting out there at the inn, and we had pistols around and everything. He's like, I'll just stay away from that.
So it's still kind of a touchy subject.
Not really. It's just kind of a little bit of humor, So we decided to kind of re-up that brand and get it out there as this could be signature to us. So yeah, everything's kind of rooted in this place, right? It's like the story of the dueling. We do a pretty extensive history portion in our tour.
And you offer tours here, so somebody can come here and they can take a tour,
Yeah.
right, on a regular basis.
Yeah. Yep.
So they can learn about the distillery. They can learn how you guys make your your whiskey and what you're doing there.
Yep. I mean, it's we do a nice history portion on the front end. We tell you all the stuff I just told you plus more.
Yeah.
And then they take you back and they'll kind of walk you through step by step. But the cool thing about it here is pretty much everybody here who's given a tour helps make the stuff, either in the past or currently. Like Santos, our tasting room manager, he was my first full-time guy that helped me make whiskey. And we went through hell figuring things out and stuff breaking and stuff not working. And, we went through all those trials together, refining every time we did it to make it better and better. We're drawing out about 50% rate right now. So what I mean by that is we're putting about twice up every year than what we're taking back. So stuff's getting older. So we're just kind of holding those back. There's some honey barrels back in there and stuff.
And you have two expressions primarily, right?
Right.
These two that are sitting here in front of them.
Yeah, these are the workhorses. Yeah.
And you're not really, other than doing some single barrels,
Yeah.
you don't have any other expressions that are out there.
No, that's intentional. So I figured if you're gonna try to make a mark in the world, especially if you're gonna try to make a mark in the world in Kentucky, and you're only gonna be in Kentucky and Tennessee, right? Because I only want to be in markets where I can physically go touch the market and be there. Then you need to pick your hammer and go, because you're not gonna get 4 SKUs, 5 SKUs in a store. You're gonna get 1 or 2.
Right.
And if you have 2 that are really pretty and they look nice together, you can probably get them both in. And so it was kind of a strategic move to be able to really talk to one thing. You gotta get, when you go into a store, when you go into a bar, you got minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
90 seconds to 2 minutes
Right.
to make your pitch, otherwise you're done. And you want it to be simple. And so classy, straight up, really good juice. That was kind of my main focus. But my other secret weapon is I have barrels getting older.
What's your oldest barrel?
I've got stuff in the 8-year-old range right now, from the very, very early stage.
And this stuff, you see, you have your 4-year bottled and bond,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And the age on this one?
Single barrel cast strength, 4 years, 117.5, 4-year, 228.
Okay.
So the white label will probably always remain. It's even emblazoned on the label, 4 years. So it will probably always remain a 4-year product. And I think that our foundational will be this.
Yeah.
Then, you mind to grab a red label?
Yeah, no problem at all.
Yeah. Then the red label I designed with my guy to be more flexible.
Okay.
We call it a special reserve label. And through the branding strip on the bottom, we can indicate what's in the bottle. It has to be bourbon.
Yeah.
Without going through TTB approval. But it looks like this. So right now we're setting the stage with store picks. This is a private client who wanted to do branded corporate gifts. So we do a lot of that, where we'll do 10 cases, 12 cases, single barrel pick. We call it a half barrel.
Sure.
But then this could also become a 6-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, and the special releases start to take on a new life.
Right.
And then maybe it sounds less about store picks and more about this kind of like the sought-after red label.
Yeah.
That particular release, that particular barrel. Same mash bill all the way through. We're definitely, with the expansion, we'll definitely have the opportunity to do different mash bills and stuff. But my thinking was, and I heard nightmares about this from the very beginning. Don't run out of product. Right? If you get in a store and they like you, don't run out of product.
Right.
And so I've heard horror stories from other distillers who have like several expressions who like kind of regretted it a little bit, because these two took off and they were doing everything they couldn't keep up, but then there's still the trickle of people who want this over here. And so it just felt like it made sense to do one thing and try to do it really good. Now, there's a vast difference in taste between these three. And there just is.
Yeah.
Whether it's proof down, whether it's single barrel, whether it's got a little bit more age on it or whatever, but just keep it very digestible. Like, that's us.
That's you.
And that will always be Lincoln Pinch. Now, am I looking to do maybe another brand, like another nameplate that has a different, like that has wheated or single malts or that kind of stuff? Yeah, sure.
You're open to it.
Absolutely. I'm even open to the idea of bottling somebody else's juice in a product, just not this product.
Got it.
You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Fantastic.
If I ever wanted to just go for it, I could barrel up juice under some celebrity's name and play that game.
Yeah, and that's a whole new game.
It's a different world.
Right.
It's not really one I want to get back involved in.
Yeah.
That one.
That is still a major point for Lincoln Finch itself. You know, you can get one of our bottles, you know it's something that's been made here, you know, literally from the point now of milling to bottling is done by us.
Yep.
You know, local grains made by local people. It's never sourced a drop.
And it's all on site right here.
Yeah.
Other than storage,
Other than storage. And you have some storage off-site. Yeah.
Wilderness Trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, we store with Wilderness Trail. Good guys, well-run company. Nice, brand new warehouses.
Yep.
Yep.
So where do they find you? How do they get in contact with you? How do they get your juice?
There's in Kentucky and Tennessee, we're in retail just about everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere else, seal box.
Okay.
39 states, seal box.
All right. Your website?
Duelinggroundsdistillery.com.
Okay.
Off of there, you can go to all the usual Facebook, Instagram. I think I'm told we even have a TikTok now.
You're told you even have TikTok. You don't really care, do you?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I know it's incredibly important, but so is this. So I'll stick to this.
Right. I hear you. Mark, Zach, thank you very much for the discussion and telling us about Dueling Grounds, who you are, and just exactly why somebody should try your whiskey. You can find us on the socials. You can find us on our website, greatamericanwhiskeycookers.com, or you can go to our Patreon site and become a member. We would really appreciate the support and love. Until next time, if you can't be good, be good at it. See ya.